Good, it's better. I changed the description a bit. Description of the video, and well, it says that I'm going to fix this null pointer here. Where does that come from? Why would owning window of a owning factory be null? What is the owning factory to begin with? Hey, Don is back. I think you were here yesterday as well, so you saw that this was the last error. I'm currently thinking maybe this object is deleted. I'm not sure if I printed, but it's a pipeline factory. Definitely deleted. So I highlighted the pointer, and then you scroll up and you see I do print it. See that the destructor was already called. So we're accessing a member function of a deleted object. Well, if that gives 0, then whatever. I shouldn't do that. Oh, okay. Thank you. But like I said, I don't think it's gonna work anyway. Well, okay. Well, if you have a link. I'm very skeptical. I just don't think there are good C++ programmers around there with knowledge of Vulkan who have nothing to do and just waiting for me to ask them to join my project. Definitely not how life works. Why am I accessing M owning factory that is deleted? Quite a difficult question. A good question first to answer would be, what function am I in at the moment? Destructor of the pipeline cache. So a pipeline cache has an owning factory, and the factory is deleted before the cache. Doesn't sound really good, right? Why is the cache deleted at this moment? Let's see if we can figure that out. Go up and up, delete pointer. I guess this pointer is yeah, it's just an AI ref count, not very useful, but this happens because, okay, here's the point where I lose it. X is move in. You think it's the destructor of this thing here? What is this? Nobody knows. A class, right? Class what? Stateful task, I guess. Now GDB says we are at this line, but I have the feeling that maybe we just returned from this lambda. And it points here because that caused returning from it caused destruction of something. I really need to know which task this is. Maybe you can see that from the debug output. Right before the crash. Yeah, it said no need to run, removing from thread pool. That is a task. That is a pipeline cache is also a task, maybe. Definitely this one is terminating. Let me highlight that one. Yeah, pipeline cache is a task, and that's the one that's being destroyed at this point. Set state, pipeline cache saved to disk. And then it wrote that, and then we're done. Was this the pipeline factory that got destroyed? Or was this the pipeline factory that got destroyed? No, that's not what I wanted. This one. Yeah, it was destroyed here, not here. Right. Trying to understand more or less what happened by just using the debug output before I look at the source code. So thread pool 3 destroys it, which is doing is also a task that ended. Finish, clear cache, pipeline cache done. So also pipeline cache. And that's weird. That would be weird. So this pipeline cache is finishing and then destroys the factory that is the owner of the other pipeline cache, which destroys a factory that it is not the owner of. Or what's going on? It would be nice to know for sure that those things belong together. Okay, let's just look at the source code. I don't know. Let's look at the pipeline cache. So the pipeline cache has a owning factory. We have one pipeline cache per factory. Or each factory would still be slowed down as a result of concurrent access to the cache. Okay, so there's a one-on-one relationship between a cache and a pipeline factory. So the whole cross deletion is definitely doesn't feel correct. So the constructor of the pipeline cache gets the factory owner, I'm pretty sure. So I jump to the CXX file, and then to the constructor. Here's the constructor, and whatever class's first argument is stored in the owning factory. So the cache must be destructed before that factory. I need to find where the pipeline cache is constructed. That's a lot. Let me highlight this because I'm blind. Great, there it is. Definitely being created here. Yeah, it's this task, so it should be this. Maybe with a namespace here. Might as well highlight that. It's the only one. Yeah. So here they are created right there. So the pipeline factory is created first. It is started, and the first thing that it does is create a pipeline cache task, passing this. And at that point, that is the owner of the pipeline cache. The pipeline cache task then is being run. And that means that it is kept alive until it is done. Now the pipeline factory runs and runs and runs. Pipeline initialized, generate, and then eventually we get to done, and then it destructs itself. But it should not destruct itself before the cache is also done. So apparently this happens before the pipeline cache task is finished. So I think I need to add a new state here that says waiting for the... yeah, it just has to wait until the cache is finished, right? On the other hand, I can just keep it alive with the reference counting pointer. That probably makes more sense in this case. Just the task itself doesn't have to do anything anymore. So let me do that. So I'm passing this pointer here to a task, to the pipeline cache. And we store that in mowning factory. And mowning factory is just a simple pointer, but that should be a reference counting pointer. So I'm making this a boost intrusive pointer. And now maybe it cannot compile anymore, but we'll see. Let me add a comment for that. Okay, this is a reference counting. Well, let's call it by its name, an intrusive pointer, because the pipeline factory might finish before this task. I'm sorry, I'm putting that on one line. Okay, so that should work. if it compiles. One of the beautiful things of that boost intrusive pointer is exactly this. I never use standard shared pointers. I just don't like them. So the nice thing of boost intrusive pointer is that you can simply assign a plain pointer to it, and then it immediately already has the correct reference counter, etc. As far as I know, you cannot do that with a standard shared pointer. Yeah, that works, and then we destruct it, and it's still coordinates, but okay, these validation errors are expected, and I think it might coordinate on that, or am I wrong? I'm not sure, but I see here another validation error. Definitely want to get rid of that. However, it seems that I got rid of the core dump that we just said, but just to be sure, let me run it in the debugger again. It's an alias, and then I have to pass the full path to the debugger. And we run it. So now it stops on the first validation error. I think we fix it up. So let's see where the validation happens. Just have to go 16 frames up or something like that. Log error, pre-validate something. Still vulkan layer something. Free. Where are we now? Dispatch loader something. Unique handle. Unique handle is destructed. And that is because IMG is destructed. Yeah, that makes sense. So IMG has a unique handle to descriptor set. And I changed the descriptor sets to be allocated from a pool that doesn't allow deallocation of a single descriptor set. I can only deallocate the whole pool. And this is at program termination, so why not? So what I really should do is simply store a descriptor set handle and not a unique descriptor set. I think destructing the pool can always be done, and the lifetime of this is the lifetime of the whole program, if you ask me. So it doesn't really make sense to use a unique pointer. I'm just going to change that. So in it should be in the header. We have a unique something somewhere. Unique descriptor set layout. Well, that's not the problem. The problem is the unique descriptor set. I just make that the normal handle like this. Then the problem should go away. So let's add a comment because of the weird change. Not unique. Because this is freed by freeing its pool. That should be enough for future me. Of course, the type changed, so the usage of the variable also changes a little bit. It's a private. I know a class is by default private, but I have the habit of adding private anyway. Kind of was missing that here. I don't know, sometimes things are a bit messy, you know. You don't really know what to do. For example, this is private, and then here is a new private. Well, it was already private. But of course, then the difference is that these are all variables, member variables. And then here we start with the function. So I just repeat the private keyword as a sort of a separator, I guess. Yeah, I was going to the CXX file, and then let's start it from the top. And that's the layout. No, that does not need to be dereferenced anymore, because now it's handled directly. Oh, I have another, what is the word? I know there is a word for it. Personal standard. What is the right word for that? Things that I always do. You see the color here? This pink because it's a handle of only 8 bytes instead of a big object. So I know I can pass it by value and stuff like that. But this color is only visible when you see the type. So I want to know that it is a vulkan handle everywhere. So I really add that to the name as well then. I thought I already made a change here. Oh, I just removed the star, which should not be removed because it's the layout. Okay, blah blah blah. Descriptor set. Descriptor set. Well, I'm gonna guess that's that then. Oh right, you have to pass a vector of layout handles, and this vector here that is being passed, you see it is a vector because of the two braces, making it an initialize list. This vector only has a single element, therefore it returns a vector. This auto is also a vector with a single element, and then that vector is dereferenced here by accessing the only element, and now we put it in descriptor set, which is now named vulkan handle. And therefore I already say here that the debug name that I want to see in the debug output is this, because that's where it ends up. And all that was summarized here. We only have one descriptor set pointing to what I just explained. Yeah, come on. Vulkan handle, leap. And that was around. The rest are all layouts. And then because it was a private thing, that should be the only place that it is being used. Do not have to look in any other place than the header and the .cxx file. Yet it went wrong. Maybe I should have read the error. No viable overloaded assignment operator. Candidate function not viable. No known conversion from type name of standard remove reference unique handle descriptor set dispatch loader dynamic type aka say that immediately. Unique handle to. Oh right, it returns a vector of unique handles. So this is a vector of unique handles, and oopsies, that's a problem. Before I was moving a unique handle here, keeping it alive. But if I would dereference this thing, there's nothing to move. Means basically I would have to do this. Oops. But then I store the handle. But then when as soon as we leave the function here, the descriptor set is destructed because a unique handle is destructed. So for lifetime reasons, I do need this to be a unique handle. Or I need to find a different place to store my unique handle and keeping it alive. That is, as you could read in the description of this video, also one of the main problems that I'm facing everywhere in the code at the moment. I need a good place to store those descriptor sets, keep them alive. Where are we now? We are in IMGU. Yeah, the whole IMGU stuff is it stands for immediate graphical user interface, which is a whole story. It's a user interface that's mostly used by people for quick user interfaces that you use for debugging. And the immediate part means that it is being I don't know how to explain that. I guess you can look it up at the website of IMGU. Okay, what to do about this? I can change it back into a unique pointer, but yeah, I'm afraid I have to change it back. Then we need a different solution. The destructor of IMGU. We have it. Do we have that? Yes, we do. In the CXX file. I just disown or release the unique pointer, which stops it from destructing whatever it is pointing to. Hello buffer, yeah, I see you are back. Okay, so now it stops on the expected validation error of the pipeline layout not being destroyed. And if I just continue, that didn't work. I core dump on it. Okay, well, I can run it just like this, I guess, and then we see the same thing. So the validation error here is gone. Just 2 expected validation errors, and I'm not sure I understand this core dump though. It happens after main. What could it be? I have the feeling this has been around for a while, but now suddenly I want to know what it is, because maybe it's unrelated to something that I have to fix anyway. And I don't like watching segmentation fault. So in order to find that, what it is, I have to stop here with the debugger, which means that I do not have to, should not stop on the validation error. Which happens, my memory. Where's my memory? Trap point. With a capital T, I hope. Yep. So what I do is, if we are being traced, aka being run in the debugger, then I core dump. Can just comment those out, and then we don't. Right, UBT. Now I have to run that in the debugger now. UBT is an alias, stands for Uniform Buffer Test. So what this really does is, well, you can read it here in the title bar, but I have 3 uniform buffers, and each buffer has a single float. So I write in the CPU. On the CPU side, on my computer, I write 3 floats. And these floats run from 0 till 1. They are now a half. Oh, sorry, this one is a half, this one is 0. So this one runs from -1 to 1, I guess. So this is IMGU, and this window is also IMGU. And that provides a slider with a minimum and maximum value that you can quickly test things with. Each of these 3 floats are then written to the float of a uniform buffer, and the uniform buffers are transported to the GPU. And the GPU uses them as respectively the x-coordinate of the top. So it's definitely between 0 and 1. And this one, so -1 is at the top. So the y-axis points down, typical for Vulkan. I think it's the opposite of OpenGL, but it makes much more sense because a normal Cartesian coordinate system, x, y, z, is like this pistol thing. If you, with the right hand, you make a pistol. Then the thumb is X, and the index finger is the Y, and the middle finger is the Z-axis. So if I align my right hand, which I hold as a pistol, with my thumb, which was the X-axis, to the right, and my index finger down, and then I point down. And then we see that my middle finger points into the screen. So the Z-axis is now into the screen. So if Z increases, you get further away, and that's normal. Z-axis is into the screen. So the Y-axis has to point down if the X-axis is pointing to the right. It makes much more sense. Anyway, what I do then is I have two pipelines. Well, it's described in the description anyway. Okay, let's terminate this again. Yeah, now it stops here, the segmentation value. So now we can investigate what that was. In some kind of destroy function, this pointer looks like it makes sense, I have to say. Nobody knows where this is. Oh, I have an idea. This is well, the Vulkan way of destroying things. The D here is the dynamic something. Oh yeah, dispatch loader dynamic. And that is already destructed. We are after main and all. I should not be destructing Vulkan thingies. Pipeline layout. Ah, of course, it's a bloody static. So this is normal. Okay, expected. I have a fix me for that. Let me find that fix me. I have so many fix me's that even this is not going to work. Too many. Oh, not even that many. One page. But can I find it back? Should calculate a hash, hack, generated. I think the word database appears also in it. Fix me, we need a database here. So what I'm currently doing is, instead of having a database of layouts, descriptor set layouts, I'm storing them in a static array. Hack, unique pointer. So then after main, the global array is being destructed, and therefore then finally the layouts are destructed. So first it complains that the two layouts are not being destructed, and then it crashes because I'm trying to destruct them after main. Totally expected. And this is definitely something I should fix next. Should start to work on. But before I do that, I think I'm going to commit what the changes that I made so far. Here I did the same thing. Instead of destructing all of them one by one, I just leave it to the pool. Okay, so we have a destructor here added. Create uniform buffers. Let the descriptor set handles passed, and then is doing some extra stuff. Unfortunately, there is a fix me here. Do I want to commit a fix me? If the descriptor set layouts are reused, we can also reuse the corresponding descriptor set because they are updated with the same state in this application. Both pipelines can use the same descriptor sets. Yeah, I'm kind of already doing that because this function is only called exactly once. So we only get here once. So it is already reused. So the comment is maybe correct, but the fix me can be removed if you ask me. Maybe slightly changed. Oh, well, it happens. Q. VI, yeah, that's not what I meant. Something like that. Right. Auto descriptor sets equals owning window logical device allocate descriptor sets static standard one flag descriptor set I'm already on that, yeah. Release unique pointer that points the descriptor to the descriptor. Release unique pointer that points to the descriptor so that the descriptor set will not be freed. Okay, let's undo that. And then git diff, this is empty, right? Git status. Maybe we should just commit this, not changing it anymore. What is that? So we can commit this. You're right, git commit everything. Yeah, and then what I did is I'll make some fixes for uniform buffers, I guess. Uniform buffer tests fixes. I'm gonna push what I have. $15 commits. What is that? I don't know. It's incomplete, I think. Even worse, if I rename it to say readme descriptors, and then I edit it, it doesn't have the correct highlighting, syntax highlighting. And that is really horrible. That's why I had it called .cxx. But I just don't want to see it anymore. Am I going to commit this or not? That is the question. Let's commit it because I don't like deleting stuff after working on it, but it's kind of useless. Pretty useless. But it's in a test, so I don't know. Let's just commit it. mean, yeah, add questionable, useless, readme. Okay, push that as well. Super clean, yay. And then I know where I was. Oh, that, yeah. Quit. It's hard to believe I typed that much. Where's my GPS fix me? What? Change history somewhere. How annoying is that? UPS fix me grab database. Right, so let's work on this fix me. Compatible layouts. Right. How can we do this? We need a compatible layout. I'm not sure if the hash is a good approach. Just checking if my voice wasn't distorted. It has been sometimes in the past. So yeah, question. Okay, this is difficult. I have to think about it. Database. So we are talking here about layouts, or rather the create info of the layout that's being used here. Is this thing here. I think that is aren't there a lot of restrictions on this vector? Let me have a look at the documentation. Create pipeline layouts. Set layouts. I guess it is described rather in the VK pipeline layout create info. I think, yeah, might as well look for this one. Holy slow. It's not even using CPU. Hello, what are we doing? Page unresponsive. I'll wait longer. There it is. Yeah, it's actually a list of so the P set layout, like I said. VK descriptor set layout. Why is it always so difficult here to find a clickable link? Oh, there, yeah, well. And then it was a non-dispatchable handle. To what? I need this one. Create info then. Yeah, this whole concept of pipeline library. No, I have the feeling I should definitely be using that. The total number of descriptors in descriptor set layouts created without the VK descriptor set layout create update after bind pull bit set with a descriptor type of VK descriptor type sampler and VK descriptor type combined image sampler accessible to any given shader stage across all elements of P set layouts must be less than or equal to physical device limits max per stage descriptor samplers. Did it just jump to the top? I don't want that. It's pretty annoying. Right, right. See if we still find that. Yeah. That's like 100% me. Although I don't have a beard. And I don't walk on sandals. But otherwise... I just really hated that those script kiddies started to abuse the word hacker, and now all the media think that hacker is someone who breaks into computers and is basically a criminal. Well, I'm not a criminal at all. I just write stuff like this. I think I'm gonna need all these variables sooner or later. What shall I do? Make it public or not? Or just fill it? Physical. Oh no, it's not in my base buffer anymore. Probably better use this one. Nope. Just I just read code. Again, maybe I'm doing more than that, but I'm starting to doubt myself, you know, getting old. Especially my memory is not the same anymore. Starting to doubt that I can finish this project even before I'm so senile that I cannot make any progress anymore. It's a rather big project. Example of the memory problem. I'm pretty sure I already store physical device limits somewhere. And I want to look at that code to see how I did it and maybe add more stuff to that same place. So now I have to find in, I don't know, 50,000 lines of code where I did it. Most likely place is somewhere in these files here. Physical limit. I guess it should be either logical device, operating system. Nah. I don't know. Here's something. Physical device properties. Well, these are properties, but it's close enough. Yeah, if I knew what I was looking for, I could do that. I did even. I search for limit. But if you cannot even remember the keyword that you have to look for, I don't think it's... I did this before. That is, I have physical device extension properties, features, memory properties, device properties. But now I'm looking at limits. I don't see the limits. There is limits here. Properties.limits. So the limits are stored as a property. So is this what I just copied? Started with max per stage something. Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. So that's the same structure. So I just have to already have it. It's called limits. Okay. So these things here. Yeah. What shall I do? I have printer properties. All of it. Holy shit. In that case, I should have it in my log file. Nope. No, I don't know how that is, what that is printing then. Let's try to descriptor. Set limit, limits, set limits. See if this compiles at least. Although then I probably have to include the header for that. Let's put it somewhere like QoS infos, I don't know. There's another descriptor one here. Include descriptor set limits of age. That one was renamed apparently to set index, which I'm not using now. No matching constructor for oh yeah. Okay. Make C tags. So the designated initializers like I use here only work when this bloody thing is a POD, which requires that it is hello public. Cannot assign it when it is private. Well, that compiled, so apparently this is the right way to do it. And then I just can copy all of them. And morph them into what I want. Which means that I should substitute, well, everything, why not? everything followed by does \W work here? Nope, doesn't. Oh wait, that's not what I meant. Yeah, that works. So how about that? Now be creative. Dot \1 equals properties dot limits dot another \1 comma. Just remove the comma here, I guess. Okay. Yeah, and then they are all printed here. Might as well just print them from here, right? I mean, this is already printing it, so why not? Or is it just too much? Okay, I'll print it. I'll print it like this. Store it like, yeah, I'll really have to store it, right? So, in logical device, well, set limits. Max bounds something. What? Well, right there, I guess. No, that didn't work. No, I have to add code to print that thing. I think I'm going to be lazy as usual, meaning that I want to add here void print on standard O-stream reference const. And I don't think I already have support for that in this namespace, so let's add that as well. Although I have no idea where that was. Where did I add that? Probably in the VK utils or something like that. Print chain, print using, print version, print list. Nope. What? What about debug? Maybe, no, I don't know. Vulkan print on. That could be the one. Debug slash vulkan print on.h. Definitely. So add this namespace here and add that here as well. I don't know what's happening here. Me being crazy. In space. Finally I got it. Okay. Well, that's first time I can see text again. And then get div. Limits, and limits.cxx. Probably going to need all of this again. Why? Next. Include sys.h, include something, let's print that. Include set limits .h underneath my namespace, vulkan descriptor. Okay, and then we print, let's say, open brace and a close brace. And in between we print all of that. That's so long now. And so on. So that is the second one and on. Except that in this case I want to have a quote here and a comma and a space, and not no dot but a space, and here a colon and a quote, and that has all to get gone, and then no comma about that. That looks good. And then end with a semicolon. And then we print all of it. Wait, something is not correct here. I have a billion of these. Apparently no CMake file. I don't have a CMake file here. Apparently I'm just adding them. Descriptor set limit.cxx. Okay, that's pretty horrible. That's not the way you should do it. So I don't know why I'm doing it. I think I should do it differently. But I guess it works for now. Let's compile that. Unknown type name uint32. See standard int. I think so. And while I'm at it, I might as well print, well, this is debug code, right? If def cw debug. No, let's include debug. Something is wrong. What is wrong? Right, need to share def cw debug. Nope. There we go. Yeah. Nah. Compile. Really? Set limits. It is plural. Set limit. What? And why doesn't it know it? Oh, because it's a different namespace. No, it's not. Descriptor. That's confusing. Descriptor. Descriptor. Set limits. Descriptor. I just did not include the header file. Pretty sure I did. Nope, it didn't. But I did somewhere. So it has to be added to the .h file, and I added it to getdiff to the cxx file. Oh, vi cxx file and data file, and then delete it there, I guess, and add it here somewhere. Nobody knows where. Somewhere. Go 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 go. Finally, hey, it compiles. So now if I write oh, I did more than I thought. There it is. Write the debug output to a file, look at the file and grab for that thing that now it is there. 32. No, that's not what I wanted to see. Or was it? No, it's definitely not. What was I looking for? This one. Also. Yeah. Max per stage descriptor samplers. Nothing to worry about. 1 million. Holy much. Wrap. Expensive card. All of them are 1 million something. Except when there are 4 billion. Oh, here's something that is limited. And here too. Dynamic. Uniform buffers dynamic is 15. Yeah. I'm complaining that I have a bad memory, but like a week ago I had to get medicine from an outdoor thing, and then I had to type the code 6865. Or did I? Wait a minute. See, I'm not sure. No, it was not good. No, it was 60686554. Oh. Why do I still know that? And now I thought, I keep typing GPS fix me database because I don't know where it is. So why do I not just remember that it is in the pipeline factory line 238? Probably I won't forget it anymore now. Weird things. .238, that was a radio station in the good old days. It's not a good radio station, by the way, but I think I listened to it. Was it 538? What was 238? Pretty sure that number I've seen before. Okay, I have no viewers anyway, as according to YouTube that is. I think it was, so it's a radio station, and I thought it is 538. There it is. So it's not 238. Oh well. Still exists. Amazing. I think they started broadcasting at AM. 538 kilohertz or something like that. Kilohertz. Can you broadcast on that? Nah. Really? I'm curious again. I forget it. Okay. Yeah, this database does. So now I have limits. I need to look into. Oh, I was looking into. What are the limits? Not a different kind of limits, but what you can pass to this function here. The restrictions on this vector of descriptor set layout. Again, my memory fails me. I believe it is not allowed to have any of these descriptor sets have a bit set for the same stage. But that means that they need to have a bit set for a stage to begin with. Now this is just a handle, so that's not working. I'll have to look at where I'm creating that stuff, which is in initialize X, I guess. Descriptor set layout, that's not the file I'm in. Window.h. Here are descriptor set layouts. Now see, this is the vector. So I'm pushing back layouts that are created from those layout bindings, and they exist of well, they definitely have set the same stage. 3 times the vertex. So I'm probably confused with something else. Okay, so yeah, well, no. The idea is that if this is the fingerprint, say, for the layout, and I get another one like it, I have to be able to recognize that they are, they could be the same thing-ish. So how to do that? I'm going to think about it, I think, while I walk outside. I have to buy some bread. Just sitting in front of my computer and thinking is a bit boring. Also for the person who's watching. So what kind of variation I could do? For example, say I make a layout which has this also here. So a copy of it. Then I want to recognize that they are almost the same, except that this one has an extra binding. Or if, say, I reorder these two, binding 0 and binding 1, if they are reordered, then I have to recognize that they are almost the same if I just reorder them. I think that a good way to do that is by calculating, now I would say hash, but then I would definitely not see that something is added. I could make a hash that it's insensitive to the order. So you make a hash of each element and then XOR them. But if you have an extra element, that's not going to work. So I think to get rid of the order, I'll just order them in a fixed order. Sort them. And then you can look at it like a string. I wonder I might have multiple sets, okay, maybe more sets, and per set maybe more bindings. So when are they absolutely not compatible? I don't think they are ever not compatible. You can always duplicate everything. Just put them next to each other. So yeah, that's a kind of a difficult decision to make. But okay, in the sense that I want to be able at least to see it, I can order the layouts, and within the layouts I can order the bindings, and then I can just compare them. No? Well, no, not really. So if I compare that with strings, you get a string that is A, C, D, and I have a string that is A, B, C. Now I already sorted them, but how am I going to see that this one has the same A and the same C, and this one adds a D and removes a add a B and removes a D? So you need some kind of metric for the distance. Oh, that's easy actually. You just look at those A's are the same, and then you see that the B is smaller than the C. Therefore you iterate to the next one of the B, and then you see that they are equal again. Iterate to the D, iterate here, and you go to the end, which is larger. So something like that. I think I wrote something comparable in the past. What was it called? Good question. Three-way sort, I think. Or a three-way diff. Three-way diff would be very on top, right? No memory. Cannot remember anymore how I called it. There was a class. I even thought about proposing to make it a boost library. So maybe my name is related to it. Ta-da. And then something with three-way. Pretty sure about that. Three-way. Well, let's say diff. And it looks very much like this too. Did I use my stuff in computer science? Well, definitely did not use that notation. But I looked for my name, so now I'm interested where that pops up. Wood et al. No, I don't think that's me. And then we got lost. Oh, here. Nope. Nevertheless, I think a Stack Overflow gives us more chance. No, not like that. Not even sure what just happened. What the hell just happened? Let's put quote around it. Maybe I should call three-way merge. Oh, I cannot find it back. It was written in C++, but I already have hardly any links. Yeah, I wrote fixes for the compiler. So what? This is not what I'm looking for. Okay, let's remove my name again. Maybe I just didn't add my name. Three-way merge sort in C++. Why do I have such a bad memory? Seems I'm not finding it like this, so we're trying to do it differently. And I'll just look at my own source code. I suppose I should store it in C++, maybe. And I'm finding here, and then suddenly my music stopped because I'm not watching enough ads. Okay. Nope. Nope. This is ridiculous. I cannot find my own code in it back anymore. All the same things. Just not there, is it? I think it was also published in relationship to Second Life. Which I have to admit I use a different alias for. How is it possible I cannot find this back? I made a file and it was called blah 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 .h because it was just a header file. I would call it three-way merge.h. $8,000 hits. Why am I not at the top then? So unrelated. What is this? Missing H alaric must include H alaric. There's no H here. No. Nothing. I don't think it's on GitHub. Don't even know why, but I don't think it is. I don't think I added it to utils. I would already have found it if I did. Nope. It is used in a program called contrib merge or something like that. And we use it to merge the authors files, the contribution author files of a Second Life client. It's the only thing I can remember. And I've seen it on with Google before, so it's really amazing that I cannot find it back like that. Okay, I'm gonna go to a source code of a Second Life viewer. Oh, this is just a binary. That's not useful. All right, I stored it in Sorry, Second Life. Looking for the source. Viewers. Say. Or is the author's file? Or maybe it was a different view and they throw it out here. Viewer changes of text. No, it's probably not it. Yeah, maybe Firestorm still has it. Or is this not the source code? Nope. Seems related, but don't see it. How is it possible? The very idea that it would be in C. No. If it is not even on my hard disk, super weird. I'm going to finish or stop the stream because there's a useless obviously. And then